Hello students, how are you all? I hope so you all are fine. Now kids, our chapter number 4, Reproduction in Animals, right? Today is session number 3. In today's session, I am going to explain you about life cycle, particularly about life cycle of frog, life cycle of insects, life cycle of butterfly, and the last one is life cycle of houses. These are the things I am going to cover in this session. Right? But before I start explanation about these life cycles, let me help you to revise about the last session. In last session, what I explained you? I explained you about lifespan, then after reproduction, then the ways of reproduction, then after animals they lay eggs and parts of eggs, right? So first of all about lifespan. All living things such as humans, animals, plants and microorganisms born, grow, they live and for a certain time period, after that certain time period they die. Right? This is a continuous process. The period of the time for which a living organisms live is called its lifespan. कि particular जो period होता है when they born till they die, during that period is called lifespan, right? To ensure the continuity of life, the living beings must produce more of their own kind before they die. As I told you in the last session, to continuity of life in this world, we need to reproduce of our own kind, right? Living things need to reproduce of their own kind. Animals need to reproduce. Birds need to reproduce. Right? So this is a continuous process that we are supposed to do to survive in this world, right? So the process by which any living organisms produce more of their own kind, that process is called reproduction. There are two types of reproduction process. One is by giving direct birth and another one is by by laying eggs. Here, now kids, animals that lay eggs. Animals such as birds, fish, frogs, tortoises, crocodiles, and snakes lay eggs. Their young ones hatch out of the eggs. उन लोगों के young ones जो होते हैं वो eggs में से hatch होते हैं यानी कि बाहर आते हैं, right? Normally female bird lay eggs, right, in their own nest. But when they want to lay egg, before that she prepares a nest for themselves, right? They need twigs, pieces of cloth, grass and leaf. These kind of materials they need to make their nest, right? Then after they lay eggs, and then when they laid eggs, after that they have one kind of a process. That process is called incubation. The process in which birds sit on their eggs, that process is called incubation. So after when they lay eggs, the incubation period starts. Then after, let me explain you something about parts of a bird's egg, right? The hard outer shell protects the egg. The yellow part present in the center of the egg is called yolk. It contains a bright white spot and develops into the baby. A growing baby inside the egg is called embryo. The developing embryo obtains food from the yolk. The white part of the egg is called albumen. Albumen surrounds the yolk. Albumen protects the embryo from shocks and germs. It provides water to the developing embryo. The embryo goes through various stages, and when the chick is fully developed, it breaks the shell and comes out of the egg. This process is hatching, as I showed you in the picture in last section. When birds are fully developed inside the egg, and then slowly gradually they wants to come out, and they after try to come out, तो वो जो process होती है egg में से एग टूट के उनमें से बेबी बर्ड बाहर आता है, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड हैचिंग, राइट? The parent birds feed their babies till they are strong enough to look after themselves. Clear? This is the revision of section number 2. Now let's begin today's section about life cycle. First, life cycle of frog. A female frog lays hundreds of eggs at a time in a lake or a pond. Kids, normally what do we know? Female birds, female frog, female insects, whatever. Normally they lay eggs, right? Normally these kind of animals, birds lay eggs like 5, 6, 9, 10. इतने ही lay करते, right? But female frog lays hundreds of eggs at the same time in a lake or else in a pond. एक साथ 100 eggs देती है female frog. Yeah, we can say that more than 100 also she lays eggs. These clusters of eggs are called swarms. When they lay eggs more than 10-20, it is called as a cluster. What cluster? So we can say that these clusters of eggs is called swarms. कि एक साथ वो 100 या फिर they are laying egg more than 100. This is called swarms. Clear? The eggs are surrounded by jelly-like substances that protects them. Kids, have you seen jelly? I think it is the most favorite thing of yours. Jelly is spongy substance, right? We like to eat. But the structure of a frog's egg is also like a jelly. कि उसके बीच में होता है और आजू बाजू में व्हाइट कलर का जेली सब्सटेंस होता है. That jelly substance protects the inner embryo, right? वो जो अंदर का जो embryo होता है उस egg का, उसको protect करता है. The young one of a frog is called tadpole. Kids, जो baby frog होता है, young baby होता है frog का, what we are going to call it? We need to call it as a tadpole. Young frog is called tadpole, right? A tadpole does not resemble a frog. It looks more like a small fish. The great thing to know that it doesn't look like a frog. Tadpole doesn't look like a frog, but it looks like a small fish. कि वो एक छोटी सी fish लगता है when it is a tadpole. वो बिल्कुल भी frog जैसा दिखता नहीं है. It has a long tail but has no legs. Tadpole के पास एक long tail होती है but it has no legs. उसके पास legs होते नहीं हैं. It breathes through gills in water. When tadpole is there and it lives in water, it have a gills to breathe. As like fish also have a gills to breathe, right? Same as like that, when frog is a tadpole, it have a gills to breathe when they are in water. It swims in water and it's water plants. It swims in water, but naturally they are living thing. It also feels some hungry. So their food is to eat some water plants, right? After 5 weeks, the tadpole loses its tail and grows organs and limbs. After 5 weeks, उसकी जो tail होती है वो निकल जाती है and it is trying to convert it into a adult frog. उनमें से उसमें organs grow होना start कर देते हैं और limbs निकलना बाहर आना start हो जाते हैं, right? 2 legs मतलब it have a 4 limbs, right? तो वो 4 limbs तो वो grow होना भी start कर देते हैं. In about 11 weeks, it transforms into a fully developed frog. 11 weeks के अराउंड वो एकदम एडल्ट फ्रॉग में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. This complete change in the form of an organism from the young stage to the adult stage is called metamorphosis. When the frog was to tadpole, and then it converts into adult frog, that phase is called metamorphosis. Again I am repeating, जब वो young stage होता है, कंप्लीट एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है, वो टेडपोल में से एडल्ट फ्रॉग बनता है, उसके बीच का जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड मेटामॉर्फोसिस. क्या बोलेंगे हम उसको? मेटामॉर्फोसिस. क्लियर? Please, this is the very important thing that you need to keep it in your mind. Okay? Now, let me start life cycle of insects. Insects such as butterflies, cockroaches, and grasshoppers reproduce by laying eggs. There are so many insects are there which reproduces by laying eggs. The eggs undergo various stages of development before transforming into an adult insect. As I told you, in frog's life cycle, there is a huge difference between in the young stage of frog to till adult frog, right? In tadpole it looks like a fish, but adult frog it is totally different than that simple tadpole, right? So same as like that, insects are also have some kind of a phase that कि वो totally एक stages होते हैं कि वो बर्थ के बाद से एक टोटली इंसेक्ट होते हैं, उनमें कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, तो उसके बीच में वो जो बहुत सारे चेंजेस होते हैं, इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ टोटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कि वो लगते कैसे और बन किस में जाते हैं, राइट? सो इंसेक्ट्स अंडरगो मेटामॉर्फोसिस. सारे के सारे इंसेक्ट्स जो होते हैं वो भी एक मेटामॉर्फोसिस की प्रोसेस से ही पास होते हैं, राइट? The sequence of development that takes place in an animal from the embryo to the adult stage is called as cycle. एक सीक्वेंस होती है एग को ले करने से, when it converts into a adult frog, adult anything, that process is called life cycle. That process is called life cycle, right? As I explained you in frog life cycle, कि वो सबसे पहले eggs देता है, then after it converts into tadpole, tadpole के बाद वो एक it is like a young frog में convert हो जाता है, और young frog किस में convert हो जाता है? Adult frog में. तो यहाँ पे life cycle of cockroach here, life cycle of cockroach has been seen. Like सबसे पहले egg lay करते हैं cockroach, उसके बाद it converts into nymph के बाद it converts into a young cockroach. Yeah, or else we can say that adult cockroach. Clear? An animal from the embryo to the adult stage, it's called life cycle. कोई भी insects ले लो, कोई भी animal ले लो, वो जब तक egg देता है, and then after till they convert into an adult frog, जो वो जो sequence होती है, stages होते हैं, उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? लाइफ साइकिल. क्या बोलेंगे? लाइफ साइकिल. एग से लेके मैं till they converts into a young, or else we can say that adult frog. तब तक की सारी चीजें हम क्या बोलेंगे? लाइफ साइकिल, राइट? Insects such as cockroach and grasshopper typically go through 3 stages of development during their life cycle. Therefore, they are known to have an incomplete metamorphosis. During this time period, the egg of the insect transforms into a form called a nymph. It does not have wings. The nymph shades its outer covering number of times and changes into an adult. This is known as molting. Kids, there are so many animals, insects are there. They are shading their skin after some stages, after some phases. कि ऐसे एनिमल्स है, ऐसे इंसेक्ट्स है जो अपनी स्किन को थोड़े टाइम के बाद निकाल देते हैं, राइट? सो दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड मोल्डिंग. ज्यादातर स्नेक्स, कॉकरोचेस, chameleon, these are the types of animals. They are shading their skin, right? This process is called gets molting. Don't forget it, right? तो एक स्टेज होता है नीफ, जो मैंने बोला ना, एग के बाद कॉकरोच जो अपना एग देता है उसके बाद वो इट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू नीफ, राइट? एग में से निकल के इट इज लुक्स लाइक अ नीफ. तो नीफ के बाद का जो एक स्टेज होता है व्हेन इट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू एन एडल्ट फ्रॉग, तो वो जो एडल्ट फ्रॉग में कन्वर्ट होने वाला होता है उससे पहले वो अपनी स्किन को शेड कर देता है, राइट? Therefore, they are known to have an incomplete metamorphosis. During the time period, the egg of the insects transform into called a leaf. मतलब it is a kind of a incomplete metamorphosis. क्या बोलेंगे? Incomplete metamorphosis. क्यों? Why it is called incomplete metamorphosis? We can compare life cycle of frog and insects, right? कि ये proper stages होते हैं, eggs, tadpole, young frog, then after adult frog. But when these insects life cycle is like egg, nymph and adult frog. So but naturally it is an incomplete metamorphosis and it is shading the skin also, right? I hope so you understand the life cycle of cockroach. Clear? Now, life cycle of a butterfly, right? A butterfly has 4 stages of development in its life cycle. Butterfly also have 4 stages, right? Here I have shown in the image. अपने पास वो 4 stages होते हैं अपनी life cycle के. It lays eggs on leaves. First of all, it normally butterfly their legs on leaves only. The eggs hatch to produce larvae. Then eggs is started producing into larva. वो eggs जो होते हैं वो larva में produce होना start हो जाते हैं. The larva looks like a worm. Larva जो होता है it looks like a worms. Kids, have you ever observed worms? Normally जो होते हैं वो monsoon season में बहुत ज़्यादा दिखते हैं worms. Have you ever observed? If you have observed, then that is very good. If you have not observed, then observe it. Larva is totally looks like a worms, right? The larva of a butterfly is called caterpillar. That larva is called caterpillar. उस larva को हम क्या बोलेंगे? Caterpillar बोलेंगे, right? Larva get their food from the leaves. Larva को अपना food कहाँ से मिलता है? Where they get their own food? Where they get food from? They get food from the leaves. वो अपना खाना leaves में से खाता है, right? Larva. The third stage is the pupa. In this stage, larvae cover themselves into a thread-like structure called cocoon. Larva को अपना food leaves में से मिलता है. Then after एक third stage होता है butterfly की life cycle में, that is called as a pupa. What? That is called as a pupa, and it looks like a thread-like structure, right? That is called cocoon. That is called the third stage of a butterfly's life cycle is called cocoon, and the structure of that cocoon looks like a thread-like structure, right? The caterpillar undergoes transformation inside the cocoon. An adult emerges from the cocoon. Then after caterpillar pupa के बाद totally transformation हो जाता है and it converts into a butterfly. cocoon के बाद कौन सा stage आता है? Butterfly, adult butterfly. So this is the life cycle of a butterfly, and we really love to see butterfly. It is totally colorful. The lifespan of butterfly is too much. About 15 to 25 days only the life cycle of butterfly. I mean the lifespan of a butterfly. वो सिर्फ 15 से 25 दिन तक ही जिंदा रह पाता है butterfly, right? Then after last one, life cycle of a housefly. Houseflies also undergo 4 stages of development in their life cycle and exhibit complete metamorphosis. The housefly lays hundreds of eggs at a time, same as like that, same as like frog. Houseflies also lay eggs, hundreds of eggs at the same time. The larva of a housefly is called maggot. उसका भी लार्वा होता है हाउस फ्लाई का, तो उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? मैगॉट. क्या बोलेंगे किड्स? मैगॉट. After some days, the larva becomes barrel shaped. This is now called a pupa. Pupa is covered by cocoon. It also breaks up in a week, and a young housefly comes out. It is like some kind of a butterfly process only. When they lay eggs, then after it converts into larva, and then after it converts into pupa, and then after it all, when it breaks up in a week, एक वीक के बाद प्यूपा जो होता है वो ब्रेक हो जाता है, and a young housefly comes out. एक young housefly होती है वो बाहर आती है. Clear? So this is the life cycle of a housefly. I hope so you understand all the life cycles. Okay? Try to draw it in your rough book, all the life cycles. Okay? Please draw Karna life cycle. So here we completed our section number 3. Now in section number 4 I am going to explain about fish, reptiles, and then after animals that give birth to their young ones. These 3 topics has been covered by me in next session. Kids, I hope so you understand all the things. If you don't understand, then read your textbook page number 40 and 41 and 42. All the things is given in your textbook only. Still you find any query, watch my video again. Okay? And I have shared a PDF with you. In that PDF, I explained, I have given some questions. Try to answer it by your own self. Okay, kids? See you in the next session, kids. Till